Greetings, everyone. Well, today's the day that Sprial Remastered comes out, and frankly, I was ambivalent once I heard there was no future shifted frames, but then I thought, you know what, could be fun to crack a few packs and get some staples that have been reprinted so I can go in my commander decks and whatnot. So I ran some errands and I went down to my friendly local game store, and I'm getting ready to buy a bunch of boosters, and some spider sense instinct required me to ask, like, how much are these? Because I had heard Wizards of the Coast is not shipping these things out in the numbers that they need to, and they're playing favorites with stores or something like that. So yeah, this one booster pack was $8, but because I like to support my friendly local game stores, I bought 3 Ikoria as well, because I feel like this set is not getting a lot of love, and it probably should. So, that having been said, I'm going to crack this Time Spiral bad boy and see if anything decent comes out of it. Come along with me for the ride, won't you? Alright, card number 1. Okay, Primal Plasma, 3 in a blue. It's a creature, elemental shapeshifter. So shapeshifter matters deck, go for it. As it enters the battlefield, it becomes your choice of a 3/3 creature, a 2/2 with flying, or a 1/6 creature with defender. That's a lot of utility. I see that going into a lot of commander decks, actually, although it's not very aggressively costed. 4 CMC for any of those options doesn't seem like a really great deal, but that's probably why it's at common. Let's do the next one. Empty the Warrens is a sorcery for 4. Wow, there's a lot of high cost already. Create 2/1/1 red goblin creature tokens with Storm. Ooh. So Storm's like this. First of all, if you're going to be casting this thing, you must do it on your... Well, you don't have to do it, but you'd be dumb not to do it on your second main phase. Because for every other spell that you or anyone else at the table cast before that in this turn, this thing will replicate itself. There was a episode of Game Nights recently that guy pulled off Storm and got 10 copies of the spell he played. So let's say that we're getting in a bunch of I play this, you counter that, player 3 does this if this is commander, so on and so forth. 6 spells get played, and then on my second main phase after combat, I drop Empty the Warrens. That means I'm not getting just this card, but 6 more exactly like it. Meaning I would put 14 red goblin creature tokens on there. So Storm is a little broken, but they haven't got rid of it yet, clearly, because they put it back into the set here, into the ecosystem, if you will. So definitely going to my goblin deck, that's for sure. What is this? Reality Acid? So LSD, in other words. Nice art. 3, 2 in blue. Enchant permanent, vanishing 3. When Reality Acid leaves the battlefield, enchanted permanent's controller sacrifices it. Okay. So this is basically your slow killing any permanent. So that the fact that it's any permanent, that gives it a lot of usage, I guess. You can put on land, on an artifact, on creature, doesn't matter, but you can find some way to remove counters as well, then that vanishing speeds up, because at the end of turn 3, that thing is sacrificed. So it goes in the graveyard. So this wouldn't be a great card to use against a black deck, but I see it having uses. And speaking of black, Urborg Siphon Mage is 2 in a black. Good God, 3 is the lowest we've gotten so far. So, Human Tribal. It's a 2/2 creature for 2 in a black, and tap it and discard a card. Each other player loses 2 life. You gain life equal to life lost this way. So you bring this out on turn 3, and then on turn 4, if you're in commander, then everyone around you loses 2 and you gain 6. So this actually might be a later game play, come to think of it. Put out some, if you're playing black, Get like Sanguine Bond and all that going, and all the fun times to ensue there. Okay, let's see. Uktabi Drake for 1. Get out of town. All right. It's a 2/1 Drake. Shout out to Blossom. Flying Haste, Echo 1 and 2 green. If it came under your control since the beginning of your last upkeep, sacrifice unless you pay its Echo cost. So, I'm not really seeing, I guess. So what it's really saying in most circumstances is it's 1 and 3 green. For a 2/1 flying and haste. Thank you. No, I'm offended that someone named something a Drake like that. All right, Ridged Cussite is a 1/1 creature, horror spell shaper, 1 black tap, discard. Lots of cost going on here. Target creature gets 1/0 on first strike until end of turn. What? Get out of here with this garbage. Come on. Amro Scout. It's a Kithkin. I love Kithkin. One day I'm going to do a Kithkin tribal deck. It's going to be awesome. As soon as they print enough Kithkin to make that worthwhile. Anyway, for CMC2, you get a 2/1 creature with a bunch of words there. So Rebel Tribal, Scout Tribal. Shout out to Scout. Anyway, for 4 and tap it, you can tutor a Rebel permanent card with a CMC 3 or less, put it on the battlefield and shuffle. That has some use if you're playing Rebel Tribal. Ooh. There was some block where Rebel was like this huge thing. Can't remember what. Oh, wait. We got something different going on here. Dead and Gone. For red, it deals 2 damage to target creature. For 2 and a red, return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand, or this isn't a fuse card, so I think you can only do one or the other. Well, it's like drawing 2 cards, I guess, so they're both at instant speed. Could be worse. Could be a lot better, but, whatever. Like I paid money for this, $8. All right. Artifact time. Prismatic Lens is a 2-drop. Tap to add for colorless. Okay. 1 and tap, add 1 mana of any color. So you can just get straight colorless, or it filters. That is a good for 2. I mean, that's going in decks. That's a good card. I like that. 2 and a white, Bound in Silence. Tribal enchantment. Rebel Aura. What the? Okay. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Okay, so there's white does that a lot, but it's not the Killjoy color. That's blue. White just tries to be blue. Sudden Shock, 1 and a red. So you get it. It's a shock, so it deals 2 damage to any target. But as long as it's on the stack, it can't be. Players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. So. Yeah, no, there's no countering this thing unless one of your creatures, for example, has a mana ability to counter spells. But so I guess that's worth the extra 1. It's a little safety valve there, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Celestial Crusader. I think we're getting into the uncommons now. 2 and 2 white for a 2/2 flash. Split second. Okay. Flying and other creatures get 1/1. So you get a creature, it buffs things, it flies, it comes in at flash speed, it splits second. I mean, there's a lot of good things going on there. I liked it. Pendle Haven Elder is another creature. It's an elf shaman for 1 green for 1/1. But you tap it, and each 1/1 creature you control gets 1/2 until end of turn. Well, flashback to that goblin card I had earlier. Suddenly you pull out those 14 goblins and then tap this guy, and now there you've got a 14 2/3 goblins. Goblin Elf Tribal. That just sounds wrong. Anyway, Greater Gargadon would be the rare, I think. Yep. For 10, what the? Suspend 10 for a red. So I think suspend is like you put a time counter on. Yeah, there we go. Sacrifice an artifact, creature, or land. Remove a time counter. Activate this only if Greater Gargadon is suspended. So I'm going to have to look this up, but as I understand it, you can either just drop this 9/7 for 10, or you put it out for 1 red with suspend 10, and you know, if you sack a bunch of creatures, it doesn't say you can only do this one at a time. It's not a tap ability. So let's continue on with the example of the storm goblins here. I got 14 goblins out, right? Or what was it? 10? I don't remember. Let's say I got 10 goblins out, and they're creature tokens. I play a red. This guy comes out. I put 10 suspend tokens on it. Sacrifice the 10 goblins. I've got a 9/7. Still would be summoning sickness problem there, so, but it's in red, so there's plenty of red things that give haste. So I liked it. Here is the time shifted card, True Name Nemesis. 1 and 2 blue. Oh, that figures. Merfolk Rogue, so it'll go in your party. It's a 3/1. As it enters the battlefield, choose a player. It has protection from chosen player. I mean, that, I guess, works. And just for fun time's sake, here's a goblin. Creature token. Is there anything on the other side? Yep. Yeah, it's an ad. All right. Well, can't say that I'm like super excited about that. Not going to be a lot to compare with my Ikoria packs, I'm guessing, because there's all sorts of beefy, awesome creatures in there. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this. You get another pack cracking video, and I will see you soon.